Hi there, this is Girly Journey, and today we're talking about clothes. I'm journaling my 300-mile section hike of the Pacific Crest Trail here in Washington. I'm starting last week in August in 2022, and I'm hiking southbound 300 miles to the Columbia River, hoping to finish before the end of September. I've made several other videos about my gear, and this may be the final one. We're talking about clothing. And what I have here is all the clothing that I am not wearing all the time. Maybe a little surprise is a little bit extra. Clothing that I am wearing are these shorts and sunglasses, these very thin 32-degree tights, DV Piper bra, and there's two of these. I'm only wearing one, obviously, but this is a 32-degree air mesh t-shirt. You'll see another one in my pack. So one of my principles is that I will not go anywhere in the universe without a full change of clothing. I have just been in too many messy situations to where I am not going to go without a spare pair of underwear. I'm not going to go without a spare shirt, spare pants. So I'm trying to keep it fairly low key, but at the same time, I do have a complete replica of my hiking gear, and I understand that this is about 4 pounds altogether, and I just consider it a necessary evil because I'm not going to shark myself and then have nothing to change into. So here we go. Warm weather things at the top. That is a wool buff, a wool beanie, and a Mountain Hardwear micro fleece. I did have a puffer vest at one point, but it is actually 19 ounces, and I gave it some deep thought, and I decided that if I wore all my shirts together, that including my rain jacket, that I would not actually need a puffer vest, and if it was really that cold, I would just pitch my tent and get into my quilt, and I would absolutely be warm enough for pretty much any conditions I could possibly experience in the month of September. That is my cat playing with her bell in the background. I cannot make her stop, but she's having a good time. That's an extra bra and pair of This is a 32-degree air mesh. It is actually nylon. It's a very light. It's very thin. It's super wicking. It pulls in dye and sweat and everything else really well. It's super absorbent. It's great shirt, and that is my primary hiking shirt. So I'm gonna have one that I wear most of the time, and then maybe one I change into when I get into town, or if there is some sort of major spill or something, maybe I dump my lunch onto my shirt. I'll just change into this one. I'm not really planning on having a night shirt, but I am planning on having a pair of night pants. These are wool tights, and that I am planning on wearing at night. These are hiking pants. I may get rid of my hiking shorts and just wear pants. These pants are Columbia brand. They're really nice. I think they're the Anytime boot cut. They have a few different versions. These actually have pockets and a little drawstring. They're slightly water repellent in and of themselves, but I put permethrin and a water repellent layer on them. I also put an extra water repellent layer on my rain jacket just because I've had it for ages and ages, and I think it probably needs it. I have a extra pair of hiking socks and a pair of sleep socks. Now, those socks may look like liner socks, but they are synthetic, and if I wear them during the day, my toes just get super swampy. I really only wear wool socks. I do wear 2 pairs during the day. I wear a thin liner pair and a thick outer pair, but both of them are wool. These are very thin, very lightweight. I'm not sure exactly what they're made out of, but they are for sleeping in. These are not for hiking in. These are replacement outer pair of hiking socks in case mine get too dirty or too wet. Now that is my second pair of hiking clothes plus warm layers. This is sun and rain gear. I've got my sun hat. It is very thin and floppy. It has these nice little snaps on the side. I actually bought this at the Target in Maui, Hawaii. And what I loved about it is those little snaps and how floppy it was. I know floppy sounds bad, but when you're in high wind, it is not bad. Your hat wiggling and moving a little bit instead of blowing off your head is a good thing. And I found that those, when it was really windy and I snapped those snaps, it became this kind of like aerodynamic thing that did not try to pull off my head all the time in the wind. So I like that a lot. I love my black diamond headlamp. It does have red, it does have low, it does have dim. It has all the good stuff. So most of the time during the night, I'll keep it on red. Or if I'm just trying to hang out in my tent, I'll put it on. My cat is so noisy, I'm sorry. This is Tempest. She's the one making all the noise. She's naughty. So, my tent does have a little place for a light diffuser, so I'll put it on really, really dim white light and put it up in the diffuser, and that works well. This is a Columbia extra large rain shell that I've had for ages, so long that I have no idea what style it is. It's just a shell. It doesn't have any real fancy features. It does have a little bit of a vent in the back here, but it doesn't have pit zips. It does have pockets. I like it a lot. It's been a great little jacket. In the past, I've typically taken it with me when I'm biking, just in case it starts to rain. This is mosquito net. This is food service gloves, which are great for putting over my regular gloves. If I want to hold my hiking poles when it's raining, I'll put my regular. If it's raining and really cold, I'll put on these gloves. Yes, I do carry gloves. I am a very cold person. Going out into September in the mountains without gloves to me seems a bit silly. I know people do it, but these are fairly thin and lightweight. These are just from Costco. They're nice and grippy. They're also great if you're trying to like repair things. They'll protect your hands from getting splinters if you're moving things, repairing equipment. And then these are great because not only do they keep you warm, but they actually protect your hands too. And then I will put the little plastic food service gloves over them. They're very, very thin and they're very big and floppy. They go over the other gloves very easily and will keep my hands dry while I'm holding my trekking poles. This is a kilt. The sack is actually built into the kilt. You can't, it's supposed to cut it off, but it's designed to be one piece. This kilt is really well designed. It's got little attachment points at the bottom which make it easy to use as a tarp or some other device. These gaiters I've actually had for ages. I love Oregon Research. They're a great company. But I'm not 100% sold on the idea of gaiters. But I have seen how much sand and dirt and rocks and snow gets into people's boots when they're out there. So I'm going to give these a shot and we'll see how well they work. These are my camp shoes / water shoes. They're very thin. They get a nice grippy bottom to them. This is our last minute change. I actually had a pair of Tevos that were going to be my camp / water shoes, but they were 15 ounces, and these were the lightweight Veras. So these are about 6. I wear women's size 9, 9.5. So that was a pretty big change. I lost almost 10 ounces just by going to these minimalist water shoes instead of the Tevas. And I think those will be good for being able to walk around camp. I've walked around camp barefoot before, so these will be great. These are my trekking poles. They're brand new, but they're black diamond, and I love them. They have great wrist straps here. They're nice and padded, which is why I got them. I kind of wish I had gotten the cork, but I just tried. These were kind of an impulse purchase. I put them on in the store, not intending to get new poles at all, and I just loved the way that they fit and they felt on my wrist and onto my hand. And I was just really awed at how ergonomic they were compared to the Cascade poles. I had their carbon fiber poles, the ones that are $30 at Costco, and they work pretty well, but a season will wear them out. They don't last more than a season. And just to include in this, my final video, this is not clothing, obviously, but these are my other items that I haven't discussed in another video. It's my ukulele, my sit pad, and my physical map. Ukulele is obviously a luxury item, as well as the sit pad, but I use the sit pad for many different things. I don't just sit on it. It also makes a little entrance mat for my tent, and I use it to pad the neck and strings on my ukulele after I strap it to my pack. It really, and I find no uses for it all the time. So the sit pad is really amazing. I highly recommend getting one. The uke is so that I can do things other than just playing on my phone at night when I'm bored. And it's fairly large. I do strap it to the outside of my pack, but it's only 1.5 pounds. And as far as musical instruments go, this Enya carbon fiber ukulele, it's a tenor ukulele, is really well worth its weight, in my opinion. They do have a soprano one that is less than 1 pound if you want to go even smaller and lighter weight. I just happen to really like the tenor one, and this one has the low G string and low G tuning, which just kind of vibrates my soul. So I may do a video on loading out my pack, but this is it for my gear description. See you soon.